What a week it's been for this man. Not someone who's always enjoyed playing on the clay. And he's had the best week of his career.
Premier joueur entré sur le court, remporté 4 tournois dans sa carrière. L'un des joueurs les plus spectaculaires du circuit. Il est kazakh, Alexander Bublik.
And he emerges to compete in his very first major quarter-final as the Kazakh. Didn't start the season well. He has sprung into life over the last few weeks.
Son adversaire a remporté 3 titres en Grand Chelem, dont l'Open d'Australie 2025. Il est italien numéro 1 mondial, Jannik.
The Italian on an 18-match win streak here at the majors. Back-to-back titles, of course, in New York last summer. Then he was able to defend a crown down under. To be in very fine form through the opening 4 victories that he's had. Nick Lester and Rob Koenig here courtside once more. Rob, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. And it's a cool welcome here from Roland-Garros. Had a little bit of rain this morning, the roofs were closed. But, just in the last hour or so, the rain has abated. There's a bit more blue sky around, so the roof is going to be open.
Hi, how are you? So guys, just a few reminders. Please, after the coin toss, if you can have a photo with them facing this way. Other reminders, 1-for-1 warm-up, 25 seconds in between the points. The clock is on the boards and then behind the net here. If you want me to check the mark, let me know. When I'm not sure, I'll just go myself. Any questions? Alexander, would you like to call it? It's 10 or the stadium? Stadium. Stadium is his call. Thank you. Toss the coin, please. It is 10. Jannik?
I serve.
Serve. Photo this way, please.
This way.
Et de jolis souvenirs pour Chérienne et Ruben.
Good match. You stay.
I serve. Can I have 4 ball right now?
Yeah, we were lucky the roof wasn't blown off half an hour ago, weren't we? French celebrations.
That's certainly true, Nick. What a great result that was for the French fans. Poisson with an incredible win over Mira Andreeva. Just prior to this one, I think a lot of the spectators will need to go out. Maybe a glass of champagne just to settle the nerves before coming back to watch these guys go about plying their trade. And I can tell you some of the best matches we've seen have been from Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, and let's not leave Sasha Bublik out of the equation, because the way that he played in the previous round against Jack Draper was phenomenal. And as a result of that effort, it was his best result at a major. He's through to the quarterfinals. And as Nick has alluded to in the previous match, Sasha hasn't always played his best tennis here. Hasn't always loved the clay, has he, Nick?
No, so how do we explain this run? Because obviously at times he has come into this time of year with expectations low. He talked himself out of it, hasn't he? Is it a maturation thing? Is it just a case of he had more confidence coming in here because he won the Challenger? Didn't he ensure it? That was obviously a nice springboard for him.
Yeah, I think it's all of the above, right? And that second round against Dimonor, down 2 sets to love. And then just turned it around. I think what made the win against Draper so impressive as well, Nick, because he lost the first set there too. So we'll be delighted This is the camp, and of course I think that is Sasha's wife, second row on the right.
It is, and the man bottom left, Robbie, we were discussing earlier on, that's Bublik Utamaratov, who's just gone out a shot there with the suit, of course, who's played a very big role, hasn't he, within Kazakh Tennis Federation.
Yeah, he's sunk about $200 million into 38 centres, 17 different regions, Nick. And, you know, he said to any tennis players from Russia that weren't getting enough funding, come over and play under the Kazakhstan flag, and we will help you out. And of course, this guy's been a huge recipient of that. There's been plenty of other players. Putintseva, Rybakina, Shvedova back in 2012, of course, was one of the first that I remember. She got as high as 25 in the world. Kukushkin and Golubev are other players that ended up playing under the Kazakh flag, getting that funding, Nick, because as we know, the sport can be very expensive when you're trying to start out and break through.
Yeah, Bublik's ranking was down in the 80s, but he's reversed that decline nicely. He'll be back inside the world's top 50, regardless of what happens today. Jannik Sinner then, the world number one, who, as we mentioned, is on this run, of course, of major victories, isn't he? Having won 2 in a row. You watched him closely a couple of nights ago. I know you've watched a couple of his matches, but particularly against Andrei Rublev, and he looked to be particularly sharp that night.
Yeah, unplayable. Same against Yuri Lhechka, right? He was 11-0 up against him, 6-5 before he lost his first game. So his last 6 sets, Nick, they have been played at vertigo-inducing heights. The level has been phenomenal, and we saw some of that almost in response from Carlos Alcaraz yesterday evening. This is the Sinner camp, and Darren Cahill in the blue, just on the top right of screen, in the white top there, Simone Vagnozzi is DC. Of course, just to the left of DC is Alex Viteur, one of Jannik's oldest friends from his early tennis days, who handles all his business affairs now. But just getting back to your initial question, I think as well the attitude is a big thing for Bublik. As he's matured,
and the warm-up.
You know, the attitude towards playing on clay has improved. I think towards tennis in general, it's got a whole lot better. And even he said he's got a lot more serious about it. He loves the fact that he can do well, make a good living out of the sport, and wants to keep doing it.
Yeah, the emotions were so close to the surface, something we've not seen from Bublik so far in his career. 2 days ago in the win over Jack Draper, some of the best tennis he's ever played, without a doubt. And the most nail-biting finale as well, that saw him get over the line, despite the fact he had to save 5 break points when trying to serve it out. It really was an emotional one. Back to it today, though, and back to business. He's a firm underdog.
Au service, Jannik Sinner.
He certainly has some tools to disrupt.
Prêt. Jouer. Quinze secondes.
Didn't always possess a particularly great forehand, but I tell you what, in the match with Draper, that shot was deadly. It was aggressive, took Draper out of his rhythm.
Yeah, he's a great disruptor, isn't he, Nick? Like, it's what he's often alluded to. We've been listening to some of his press conferences this week, and he gave a couple of really good ones, especially after Dimonor. Spoke about the fact that he doesn't think he can play like the rest of the guys because he's not as fit as them. So therefore, he has to use different mechanisms in order to beat the opponent. Lots of drop shots, underarm serve, mess with them. Don't give them rhythm. Don't get involved in long, protracted baseline rallies. He doesn't have the fitness, so go for winners. Come in.
45.
And I think that's another thing that's improved is tennis intelligence, knowing what his strengths and weaknesses are and how to best use them and execute them against opponents.
Sinner. Premier jeu.
Yeah, much made of a trip to Las Vegas for Alexander Bublik. The season was a poor one. Come March, he'd lost first round Indian Wells. He was not enjoying his tennis. We'll get to that in a second because we'll take a quick look here at some of the tail of the tape.
Yeah, you would expect Bublik to be right up there as far as serving numbers are concerned, and that is the case. That's the one area where he has the measure over Sinner, so it's an area that's going to have to fire for him. But everywhere else, Jannik is in the eights and then some. Attacking baseliner against the big server and the all-court player.
Au service, Alexander Bublik.
Yeah, Bublik had played 7 events through Indian Wells, and he'd only won 2 matches in 7 events. So he took himself off to Vegas to let it all hang out for a few days.
Let for service.
It turned to be a bit of a turning point, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. 3 days there. Showed up at the Phoenix Challenger to play his first match that afternoon against Alexander Vukic. His ability to spread the court is just so impressive. Corner to corner. Understands the geometry of the court so well. And of course, take a look at the new return position that's been brought into play for this tournament specifically. Felt like he needed to be a little bit more athletic. Now for the second serve, it's normal. Straight up.
Let second service.
For the first, he feels like he needs to get a bit more forward momentum into the return, and that other stance gives it to him.
Not up.
That was such an effective tool against Jack Draper. He lost count of how many times he utilised it. It must have been 30 plus.
15-30.
The boy Bublik has got skills. He has got proper skills. And he knows it. He's said as much, and in his post-match interviews, he's got to maximize those skills that he has. Be unconventional. And of course, if that serves fires, Nick, he's always going to be in business. And after he was a set and a break down in the second game, in the opening game of the second set against Draper, he didn't lose serve thereafter.
Would he have rather had the roof over today? Bublik, or was it not making a lot of difference?
I don't think it makes a huge difference. Probably open, but drier. Conditions a little livelier. There's a bit of heat around. You see how Sinner there almost attacks the first serve with his body. There's so much forward momentum, and that's what he's really been working on. I just wonder if he's borrowed that return position from Kei Nishikori.
Possibly.
After Bublik took that time out and had a couple of days in Phoenix, it really has rejuvenated him.
That's the perfect start. When his best serve comes back with the amount of interest on it did, then it's a little concerning.
Yes, Darren Cahill, of course, one of his charges will be coming to do some commentating for the American network. Andre Agassi is going to be in town, I believe.
Yeah, arriving today, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, double A. The US Open semi-finalist was Cahill, and an Adelaide native who used to hit with Leighton Hewitt when he was a little young kid. Before actually coaching Leighton. Much that Cahill hasn't experienced. He's coached at the top of the men's game, top of the women's game with Simona Halep. He tells a funny story about it was one of the first times I think he'd been hitting with Hewitt, and he came back home and his wife Victoria asked him, so, you know, how was the little kid that you were hitting with? And he's like, this kid is good. He is really good. Because Peter Smith had done some of the work with Leighton in the early years. And
yeah, just to make us feel even more old, Leighton Hewitt's son's playing here this year.
30 seconds.
Actually, experienced, not old.
yeah,
It's like to keep telling
much
you.
better choice of words there, Nick. Jannik Sinner had Riccardo Piatti in his corner as a youngster for many years. Riccardo, such an experienced coach, coached so many good players.
Was here, wasn't he?
Yep.
2 days ago, I think.
Watched the Sinner match.
I think that's the president of the Italian Tennis Federation, isn't it? Angelo Binaghi. I have mispronounced that. Apologies if I have. Nice time to be president, isn't it?
timing's everything, right? Nice time to be Davis Cup captain too, if you're Filippo Volandri.
Yes, seen in a lot of events to Filippo, does a lot of weeks on the road as well. Not every Davis Cup captain does that.
Sinner.
He's orchestrating things early on here as Jannik Sinner. And he's got a break under the belt already. He leads 3-love.
Initially discovered Massimo Sartori, the Seppi's coach. Sinner was a top skier in Italy from an early age. And at about 14 decided to choose tennis over skiing. The rest is history. When you see some of those early year videos of him, he doesn't look the most coordinated. He was still very gangly, he was tall and skinny. That's where Riccardo Piatti did such a good job of building his game.
Fans beginning to make their way back in. They're enjoying some home success. Second of the latest semis. It's a 25th year anniversary, isn't it? His French success here with Mary Pierce.
That's right, 2000. What a ball striker Mary was. Wow.
She's here this year, I believe.
Just
the challenge in this matchup is that he talks about how many different skills he has, but he's got to have the time to use them, hasn't he?
Yep.
It's not apparent so far.
Got to try and make a few more first serves, but just making them is not good enough. Got to still go after it like that one. And then at least for the first shot thereafter, he's going to get a good look at it. Get a good look at controlling the rally.
Sinner a better mover than Draper, probably on a clay court as well, so is he going to pick these up a little more regularly?
Yeah, definitely. He's more natural of a mover, Nick. Draper moves well, but it requires a lot more effort.
Sinner.
Serving volley. Looking into the layer to his game, but
Sinnerman 4-0.
He's himself 4-love down in just 16 minutes here.
we've got a two-time major champion in the house, and Stan Smith. He's won Wimbledon and the US Open. But, the best he ever did here was the quarterfinals, Nick, on back-to-back years. The vintage year of 71 and 1972.
The younger generation think he's just a shoe.
That's so true.
Yes, please. It's taken 17 minutes, but Bublik's got something to smile about.
I mean, the court craft, and this should be worth 2 or 3. A 3-pointer, given the skill that was required to win it.
His young son, of course, here with him as well. Sasha lives in Monte Carlo now, like the majority of tennis players at the top of the sport do.
Kianza.
Of course, Stan Smith wasn't the first player to have his brand on the Adidas shoe. Was actually a Frenchman by the name of Robert Heilat. Just so clinical.
30-15.
Bublik hasn't done anything wrong, but that backhand down the line changes the whole dynamic of the point. No panic. Such an intelligent smasher. 5% of slice on that. Just a little bit of control. Didn't come out of his shoes. Master at his craft. Bublik knows it. Aggressive percentage low for both at the moment. They need to improve in that department. But just to finish the story about Robert Heilat, he was going to be, you know, the face and the name on the shoes back in the day. Of course, he did well here in the 1960s. I think he was a semi-finalist, but his career never really kicked on. And then along came Stan Smith, and they decided to go with Stan after Robert. And so the Stan Smith brand in association with the Adidas shoe became iconic, as you alluded to, Nick. And I've got to thank my very good friend Rolf Schmidt, who's a tennis fanatic from Switzerland, for educating me on that great story that I didn't know. The backstory of the Stan Smith shoe actually started with Robert.
Sitting on top of those second serves, he did that well against Draper. Changed his racket as well, didn't he? That's another key feature, and I think that probably hasn't been talked about enough. Went to a bigger racket head size, changed the string pattern. It seems like a familiar thing these days, but He's definitely getting more power out of it.
Light for service.
It's become a power game, isn't it? To get everything you can out of your frame, especially if you're a little bit undercooked yourself in terms of what you bring. There it is. I believe it's a 16, 19 string pattern.
Yeah, it's all blacked out. Got to keep the sponsors happy.
Avantage, Sinner.
On the compression sock on the left calf for a long time. That's been problematic in the past, so try and take care of it.
Yeah, it's this one, yeah.
Drop that away, and he's still yet to find a way to trouble the scorers. Here is Alexander Bublik.
Sinner. Sinner mène 5 secondes.
He's cut above right now, 5-love.
Time.
He's picked up here where he left off a couple of nights ago as Jannik Sinner. It's like you and Alcaraz sort of, as the rounds go on, try to kind of outdo each other, isn't it?
0-15.
That's beating Tommy Paul last night.
Sure. Missed the line, Sasha.
Serbian chair umpire, Mariana Veljovic. No electronic line calling here at the French. It's the only tournament on tour that they don't have it now. Still the old school. The umpires to check the mark.
Let's for service. Trente.
Shot that was so effective against Draper has very little effect against Sinner. I think Sinner naturally plays closer to the baseline, Nick.
40.
And he played Jack 34% of the time, so almost a third of the time. Draper was 2 meters or further behind the baseline. That just gave Bublik the opportunity to use that drop shot. There's the angled return stance and then the move forward.
Égalité.
Frustrating. First played for Kazakhstan in 2016. That was the year he made the switch.
Avantage Bublik.
From St. Petersburg, beautiful city that is there, of course, where he's born and bred. Oh, he's missed it.
Je Bublik.
The scary thing is, I've seen this for the last 4 or 5 days against high-quality opposition. People that are playing Sinner and Alcaraz are literally holding their hand up when they win a game. I mean, it's frightening, really, isn't it? The golf right now. Happened last night. Tommy Paul, Lehechka, similar thing. A few days ago against Sinner, he took him 40 minutes to get a game. The crowd were like ironically cheering that he'd won a game. Incredible.
Of course, has been to the finals at Roland-Garros in the men's doubles. Did so in 2021. And it was an all-Kazakh team alongside Golubev. Lost out to the French pairing of Herbert and Mahut.
Kansas.
Nicholas, who retired, didn't he, this year? Here, as the president of the Kazakh Tennis Federation.
Bulat Utamuratov was there to celebrate the victory of Rebekina at Wimbledon in 2023. Always loved this tennis.
30-15.
One thing he's been keen to stress is they want some homegrown players now. A couple of good juniors here in the junior draw this year.
Kazakhstan flag.
He's wasted the ball. And
30-40.
he's made a couple of mistakes here we haven't seen so far.
40.
This +1 shot is so deadly, isn't it?
He's so good at getting in control of the point. Just the accuracy, always seems to choose the right shot, doesn't he, Nick? Just the way he marries the pace and the spin of his shots is just gorgeous.
Done well to extend that point in the fashion he did.
Avantage Bublik. Égalité.
The world number 1.
Avantage Sinner.
He spoke after his last match. He played so well against Rublev about, is the brains trust? A lot of info between those three guys right there.
Out. Let's second service.
It's brilliant. Saw a lot of that a couple of days ago. He was up on the baseline, he was taking it early.
It's a shot that you almost have to have. Such a necessity in this day and age if you want to hurt opponents, that backhand down the line. Players are so good with their forehand and running around their backhand to execute it. They leave that pocket open. Can you exploit it?
Avantage Sinner. Premier manche, Sinner.
Got a little bit tougher towards the end of the opening set for Jannik Sinner, but there was a comfortable cushion, no doubt.
Changement baraması, s'il vous plaît, Barnel.
Number 1 takes the first 6-1.
separated themselves from the chasing pack at the biggest of events. So a bit more sharing of titles at the Masters 1000 level. We've seen some of the youngsters get their hands on those. Jakub Menšik springs to mind.
Jack Draper. Silky.
15 secondes.
What for you are the key separators then, but between these two? I mean, we've obviously seen it a fair bit, but what are some of the components that they have that others don't right now, in your opinion?
30-15.
Well, I think the biggest one for me is how good they are between the ears. The fact that they've been there and done it gives you a massive mental advantage, Nick. Technically, they're so good, move extremely well.
45. Bublik.
One of the biggest advantages, I think, in any sport is if you can do it at a young age. And it just gives you the belief that you can do it, the belief that you belong. There's a couple of players that I'll illustrate that point with in a moment when we have a look at the in-attack numbers. Shots in attack in set number 1. It's Sinner dominating proceedings. Almost 10% above the draw average, but well above Bublik. And of course, when we consider in attack, your court position, the contact point as well, is the ball in the slot? So are you comfortable hitting it? In other words, you're not on the stretch. On all the latest AI data to track the exact point at which the ball gets struck. It's a lot of algorithms that go into the complexity of each and every shot. And then we calibrate that and make it nice and simple for you folks at home.
Yeah, thankfully we don't put the algorithms together.
30 seconds.
That could get ugly, one, couldn't it? I mean, I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you weren't good at maths.
No.
I want to put you down. Shall I be on Tyriak there?
Just standing further back to receive the second serve now is Bublik. Doesn't make too much difference. Have to default to anything
40 seconds.
mathematical to my daughter. She's the one that's very skilled in that department.
Okay. All messages direct to
Yep.
Grace then, from here on in.
Because I always believe there's 3 kinds of people in this world, Nick. Those who are good at maths and those who aren't.
I would have laughed louder if I hadn't have heard that joke for the last 15 years, Rob.
Sinner.
on that occasion.
Ange partout.
He was beaten in the semi-finals here last year, wasn't he? By Carlos Alcaraz. It's actually the first time at a major that Alcaraz and Sinner have been 1 and 2 seeds. So they've been guaranteed to be separated in the draw.
First service. Zéro 15.
Story on Bublik switching to Kazakhstan. Primary reason was financial. He was offered a fair bit of money, wasn't he, for his training?
Yep.
Kansas.
Travelling. Gratefully accepted it.
Kansas 30.
Really nice interview a couple of years ago, talked glowingly about what they did for him. And of course, it's easy to say that, isn't it? It's easy to say what he's going to be nice about them, but he said there's so many juniors that they've given funding to.
I think laying the foundation for creating future champions, that was Mr. Utamuratov's goal. As I said, 38 tennis centers in 17 different regions. I mean, just in the last decade or so, they had 1,800 registered players about 12, 13 years ago, Nick. They've got closer to 50,000 now.
40-30.
And you've got the likes of Bublik shining so brightly. Elena Rybakina even more so. Wimbledon champion, right? That'll put tennis on the map in your country.
Hi, Dave Miley as well, who was actually an All-England member as Dave. He worked in many areas, including the ITF. He moved over there about 5 years ago to head up their program, their developmental program.
Avantage Bublik. Bublik.
Impressive spot serving. So important he keeps that going. He's made 9 of 13 first serves in this set as the Kazakh. All important he keeps that going.
Time.
So Bublik Bublik holding his own at the start of this second set.
Seconds.
It's been helped by Artem Supranov, coaching corner for a while.
Seconds.
It's definitely getting a little warmer, and I think that'll help Bublik. The jumpers are coming off, the sun is out. You can see a lot more blue sky out of my commentary booth.
Damage from back there.
Seconds.
Wasn't back there a couple of days ago. He was literally camped on the baseline. I'm sure I've seen a more dramatic last game than the one he had against Draper this year. So tense.
Seconds.
So they could be at the Masters. Oh, it's green kit. Gotta get with the program here. What if the brown, the clay brown.
Je signe. 2 jeux partout.
It's nice to see. A dull morning.
A bit of breeze around. We've had last 2 days have been quite breezy.
Numbers on that forehand this week have been excellent. I think it needs to move in the right direction as well. Alexander Bublik.
Tarap. 30 seconds.
Slightly lower flighted drop shot. Spot by the chair umpire.
40 seconds. Let's for service.
Sometimes that ball toss gets a little too far in front of him. That's the case there. And there.
45.
Bublik.
The adjustment though is beginning to motor on serve. It's a third ace, the second of this set. It's keeping him in front. 3-2. His wheel to stand, isn't it? Primarily on the return.
Time.
Take a few more first serves in this game. Or Sinner.
So the second set so far, a more tighter affair than the first. Winner of this one will take on the winner of tonight's match between Djokovic and Zverev. That's a good point for the Kazakh.
15 seconds.
Wanted to go on and win this title. It's a good chance that it'd have to beat all top 3 players in order to do so. And no player has ever defeated all top 3 players en route to a major title in rankings history. So you talk about trying to achieve number 25 would be historic in more ways than one.
Yeah, it's a Grand Slam you're talking about. Just to go back to the point you were making, it did happen, didn't it, fairly recently in the Tour finals. I think that a player beat the number 1, 2, and 3. Right, my memory, it may have been Medvedev that achieved it, possibly. Top 8 in the world there anyway, so it's a slightly different set of circumstances.
In 2020 he did it. Good memory. Ooh. A BDI on potential opposition.
His two-hander beautifully there. Great length.
15 seconds.
back in 2020. It was Medvedev who beat Djokovic, Nadal and Thiem in back-to-back matches at the Tour Finals to clinch it. The coaching team, Carlos Alcaraz.
30-15.
Played behind closed doors, wasn't it? In London. The O2 Arena. Eerie that was. Showed him a little bit too much of it, didn't he?
30.
I'm convinced that sliding is so comfortable for Jannik because that's a skiing movement right there. He was such a good skier when he was a young kid. Often spoken about Novak as well. It's got to help, surely.
It did miss. You saw it.
That extreme sliding on a clay court. So much doing a bit of giant slalom on the ski slopes.
Difficult one, and he would have backed himself to make it.
40.
These are the kind of points that Bublik wants to play. One or two big ground strokes, but then look for a short slice, look for a drop shot. Disrupt the rally.
Beautiful.
Well, he's knocked the fluff of these two forehands. The multi-combo special. First the cross court, and then the ripper down the line.
Best tennis of the match so far. And beginning to enjoy himself in his first quarter-final at this level.
Bublik mène 4-3.
4-3 Bublik leads.
Well, I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but since conditions have been heating up, so has the game of Sasha. Working the point beautifully. Half a chance to come in. It's going to be all over that net. Looking for the defensive lob, but Sinner goes for the passing shot. He is all over it. And the shake of the racket towards his corner. Bullerat's happy, wearing his white hat. man who's been so instrumental in igniting
Time.
Kazakh tennis.
Zero.
You're pretty nifty on the slopes, I hear these days.
In fact, I was near where Jannik Sinner grew up, Nick, in the Dolomites, South Tyrol area. Wow, what a beautiful part of the world that is. Stunning scenery around there. The week there, I thought my new name was Roberto Tomba.
Kansas.
Jury's out on that one, I think, Bob. If you say so.
Just starting to win more and more of those rallies where the drop shot is involved, Nick.
Capitalised on the miss here. This is a big opportunity right here for him.
15-30.
Spotted anything here, Rob, in his movement?
I don't know. Just first drop shot that Jannik chased down but missed in the net. Just watching him walk around. I'm not sure if I'm just seeing things, but if he's just a little moving gingerly. Be a good poker player. We've seen him on a number of occasions where he's been able to just hide any discomfort or injury. I mean, how lucky did he get at the Australian Open this year? Struggling with...
Fault.
He wasn't in Brazil that day, wasn't he? The net broke. It's Holger Rune. He's exceptional.
Hunter.
15 drop shots he's hit now in this match. The majority of them are coming this second set.
control that.
Avantage Sinner.
Always one of the most awkward shots, high up there on your backhand. You don't have a lot of strength in that area, so to control the shot's not easy.
Sinner.
First serves.
4 jeux partout.
There's only ever been one occasion where we've had two Italian men in the semi-finals of a major. Happened in 1960, didn't it? Here.
15 seconds.
Pietrangeli was one of them. Orlando Cirola was the other. Kola going on to win that year.
I'll tell you what, Robert Portas was the drop shot dragon. Sasha Bublik might be taking over that title.
This is exactly the sort of tennis we produced 2 days ago. Serve well. Draper, a nightmare in terms of just how often he was able to use the dropper.
Sam Lopez on the right. How does this guy play like this? I'm sure that's what they're thinking.
Light for service.
And in fact, Steph Trudell, our stats maven, just reminded me that Albert Portas, aka the drop shot dragon, beat Juan Carlos Ferrero in that Hamburg final.
Bublik.
And that shot was key on that day.
Changement barması s'il
on the surface. Bublik's proving to be that here.
Bublik mène 5 jeux à 4.
A couple of unusual winners in Hamburg. Was it Roberto Carretero?
It was.
Won Hamburg as well.
Roberto, the quads, Carretero. He had the biggest leads you've ever seen. Mid-90s, a Carretero won. Didn't hear too much from him after that.
Win the big one and walk away, right?
Yeah. Mic drop moment.
Time.
Guillermo Perez rolled on. Remember that name? That guy was good when he was young. So.
Interesting second set here. Jannik Sinner is not back to change the frame. Be unaware that the new balls are out here.
That would be nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
playing some ball right now.
Zéro 15.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy is tantalizing his opponents this fortnight. And suddenly he decides to stay in a rally, not look for the drop shot early on.
With difference in winners in this set. Couldn't lay a glove on Sinner in the first.
Yeah, 17 total. And already 11 winners in this set alone
Kanza.
from Bublik. Yeah, fighting his way out of the corner in attack. Actually flipped the script somewhat in that department. He's the one now who's in the ascendancy. He's going to stay back for the second serve return. That's one of Sinner's greatest strengths from the middle of the court. How well he can then spread the court and get his opponent moving. He don't have a lot of angle to work with, so got to be so accurate. Good example of it there. Slightly wider stance to serve now from Sinner. And we saw why, Nick.
45.
Kick to it, didn't it? Exposing Bublik's off balance of the return.
Sinner.
It's a rather desperate one.
5 partout.
From the approach to make it difficult.
15-0.
Bublik's 4 career titles coming
Kanza.
from Montpellier, first of all, when he beat Zverev. He then beat Juan Haller, of course, the 500 on the grass there. What a week that was for him.
Yeah.
Won Antwerp later that year and then won in Montpellier again. Indoors has been good, that's for sure.
15-30.
Sadly, of course, for him, it's a relatively short swing, isn't it? Too many indoor events on the calendar.
Showed some good grit, winning the 4th title in Montpellier. Actually came back from a set down in every match.
15-40.
En route to winning the title there. It on. Showing great resilience
30-40.
It wasn't clean, but it was clean enough to get a piece of the court. It's one of the toughest things to do, is then keep turning and going back behind yourself. That's what Bublik continued to do to Sinner. Good stuff, good understanding of the surface and the movement required.
Sinner.
Such a pity. It's a cheap way to get broken.
Sinnerman.
Given all the good stuff that we've seen from him in this set, Nick.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Sinner will serve for a 2-set lead.
Something we always talk about, the base level of play, that the very best players can continue to produce even when they're a little off. They're still playing at a, you know, an 8 out of 10. Probably was matching that in the set and then some, but he's just played a game here where he's played at a 7.2 and you pay the price. Margins are so small against the very best. And they know that. They're so experienced.
Time.
They're so good at capitalizing on moments. They can sense it when the opponent's getting a little tight.
So is that a breakthrough that is going to be enough here for Jannik Sinner? Serving for a 2-set lead.
15-0.
Nice line-licking serve to get him underway.
Of course, it was 2 years ago at this event, wasn't it? After this event, they made the change to the serve, started to make the change to the serve, the defeat to Daniel Altmaier.
Yeah. A good memory. Went from the platform to the drag the foot up, the pinpoint.
Not really looked back since, has it?
30
Mandela with
seconds.
the ball toss. Of course, he used to have a pinpoint serve early on in his career, and then he tinkered with the platform serve for probably about 2 years, 18 months, 2 years. I guess my point is, Nick, it wasn't totally foreign to him to try that again.
Yep. 3 set points here for the world's best.
Et deuxième manche,
Enough of that
Sinner.
game, hasn't he? And he's had enough of that set as well.
7-5.
Jannik Sinner,
Sinnerman,
a
2
sterner
manches à
examination
0.
of his skills in the second, but the result is identical.
Just seized the moment, didn't he? Didn't do anything spectacular. The opportunity to then close it out. He made sure of it. Always nice when you can get off to a good start. First point, chance of holding serve. Go up exponentially. They know from 2 sets to love up. He's going to be very, very tough to beat.
numbers-wise here?
He's done a better job behind the serve, especially the second serve. Sinner. Bublik making some good inroads, still hasn't been able to fashion a break point. So even when Sinner's a little off his game, it's still so tough to break him down.
Time.
Just 3 unforced errors in the end for Sinner, and he's got a healthy lead now.
Troisième
Set
manche.
away from making
Au
it back-to-back
service Bublik.
semi-finals here in Paris.
Yes.
Here's a bit of trivia for you, Robbie.
Okay.
Who were the only 2 players to have beaten Sinner from a 2-set deficit? Obviously, it's only happened in the majors.
15.
It's happened twice.
Yeah, these guys haven't grown up playing 5 sets and Masters 1000s, have they?
No. It's been a while as well, I'll tell you that. They both actually happened.
2020?
Yes, was the first one.
Medvedev?
No, but they've got the same country.
15
Sharnov
seconds.
was one of them. US Open 2020. 7th, 6th, and the 5th actually came back from 2 sets down there. The other one was 2 years later, is the clue I'll give you.
And the tournament was?
Wimbledon.
Gets Novak.
15 seconds.
Quarterfinals that year. Djokovic came back from 2 sets to love down to win in 5.
Sinner.
With that.
Premier jeu, troisième
Already
manche.
in the 3rd for Sinner. Writing might be on the wall here.
Well, when it's matted, he has found 2 decisive breaks. Tail end of the second set, early stages of this 3rd, with the momentum working beautifully in his favour now. And he's just upped his return profile and the numbers around it. This is the last 4 games, in other words, the last 2 service games. He hasn't missed a return when Bublik has delivered from the line. 8 from 8 he's made on the first serves, and 2 out of 2 when he's taken on the second. Thanks to Tom at Tennis Viz Insights, keeping us in tune with exactly what's unfolding.
15 seconds.
It's all metrics out of 10, nice and easy to understand. And the quality of the return is based on not just the strike, but also the quality of the serve. Obviously, if it's a big first serve and it's close to the line and you make a meaningful return, that shot carries more value. So everything's calculated. Speed, spin, accuracy of the serve. And then similarly, well, the quality of the return, right, where it lands.
30 seconds.
South America soon. As he said, he's got a holiday planned after this.
Yes, just wanted to go and see the Grand Canyon, didn't he?
40
One thing I
secondes.
do know, that's not too far from Vegas, Nick.
That's right. It's not your standard approach to the grass court season, is it? But it's very him. He might have a few days to get there and a few days to get back. Pulled out of Stuttgart next week, so guess he'll play Halle or Queens.
Oh, get out of here.
45.
How's that for some return quality?
He's gone after another.
Secondes. Merci. Je Sina.
Lorenzo Musetti's class, was he? But it wasn't far off.
That's got the best defensive club I've seen.
Sinerman de
It's a
Jessica.
familiar face if you're an AC Milan fan, which Sinner is, Nick. Massimo Ambrosini in the house. Just starting to get a little cloudy overhead.
0-15.
Bit of rain, more imminent. It'll make conditions slower. Bit more moisture around.
Maybe there's an urgency to finish here because he looks as though it's business here again, threatening a double break.
Zéro 40.
Extreme drop volley.
Merci.
Not easy to pull that one off. Not when the ball's coming so fast. Oh, it's some old school certain volley. Darren Cahill will appreciate that. Left a little bit of S&V. Sinner's coach. So he tacks the ball there. That's what good volleys do.
30-40.
Good Aussies, wasn't it? Back in the day. Yes. Back to juice in the blink of an eye.
40. Avantage Bublik.
So quickly, always been a trademark of his. Rapid between points.
Égalité.
Fascinating the other day, wasn't it, when he was talking about players' professionalism. You know, he is normal in his own eyes.
Yep.
He said they're not normal, the rest of the field, at the top of the sport. Interesting.
He was in two minds about what he wanted to do there. In fact, there was an Italian journalist, wasn't it? The legendary
Avantage
Ubaldo.
Sinner.
Ubaldo's he must be in his mid to late 70s. He's been around for so many years. Everybody loves him. And he asked him, but you play very differently. You're very different. He goes, no, I'm not different. They're different.
Égalité.
It's normal for me to go out, you know, the night before I'm going to play a match, go out for dinner, walk around the streets. So I wouldn't lock myself in my room and be super professional if that's what professionalism is.
Avantage.
I was playing in the heat down in Australia and I felt like my heart was... Oh, there we go. He's not normal. He said if he felt so bad in hot conditions, say down in Oz, he'd pull out. His health is more important to him than winning a tennis match. That's his mentality, right? You don't have to agree with it, but it certainly works for him.
He spoke very eloquently. Yes, he's picked him off. And he chased the space. And he's got the ball out of his feet well.
Avantage.
He's a nightmare to play against, isn't he? Teasing, tantalizing his opponents. Just a vast array of skills that he has.
Yeah, it could be quite the handful on the grass. Could
Égalité.
a few weeks
Champion in Halle, isn't he?
with this confidence as well. May not be seeded at Wimbledon because still got a bit of work to do. Live ranking, I think, in the mid-40s with a loss here. So a good chance he won't be seeded at Wimbledon.
Avantage Sinner.
He beat Sinner en route to winning the biggest title of his career, 2023 in Halle, with Sasha Bublik.
Running out of gas here, though. As always, he's put on a good show.
Cinnamon, 3 jeux secondes.
He's playing the best player in the world. He's honing in. Another semi-final at a major. 3-love in this third set. Who would you rather play
15
in
secondes.
the semi-finals? He'll play it neutral, of course. He'll tell the press that it doesn't matter.
Zverev.
Why?
15.
Experience that Novak has, Italian at these big events. And I do think that it's a big factor, especially for Zverev. Sasha will argue he's played some of his best tennis here at the majors, no doubt about that. It's been a struggle to get across the line. I think there's a lot in it. As Novak is putting a little older, he's probably half a step slower.
30-15.
I do have a feeling that Zverev and Djokovic are going to take chunks out of each other this evening, and that fatigue might be a factor. I think Zverev will be better in that department. Should he win, I think he'll recover
45.
better. Perhaps a 38-year-old Djokovic.
Sinnerman, 4
Jannik can now
secondes.
see that checkered flag in the distance. Once again, he has been so efficient in his dismantling of an opponent.
Zéro 15. Quinze.
Oh, delicately done. He's better than most.
15-30.
Better than most. Boundlessly imaginative on that shot.
Let's for service.
Had to be hit softly, but just softly enough.
Nara. 30.
He's added another dimension, isn't he, to this tournament?
Sixth drop shot winner.
Not many players have beaten Alex de Minaur 2 sets down, have they either?
Oh, I think the tennis vernacular, we call that toying with your opponent. It's a little naughty.
40-30. 40.
Well, whatever happens, this will be a week for the rocking chair. Years from now for Bublik and the kind of wins that he's had. He'll be reminding his kids and his grandkids how tough De Minaur was. What a great season he was having. I beat him from 2 sets to love down. And Jack Draper was the new young gun on the block, and I took him up down as well after losing the first set.
Let's for service.
So just pull out the iPad and then just show him all the highlights.
That's right. And he's got the last 8 membership. It seems as though his run is going to be cut short here, because Jannik Sinner is a game away.
Sinnerman, 30 seconds.
Last 8 membership, of course, to those players who make the last 8. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
In singles.
That goes across doubles and mixed. So you have to make the semis, mixed or doubles. Of course, you can come back to these major events for the rest of your life. You only get a ticket for the player and the guest to come only at least for the first 10 days. Some of them even longer.
Time.
So Jannik Sinner with a chance to seal the deal here. Continue this unbeaten run that he's on the majors.
Seconds.
It's a shot for the chosen few there. Gilles Moreton, president of the French Tennis Federation.
Messi.
It's a career high ranking of 80 to Gilles the other day.
More low key than one of his predecessors, isn't he?
Seconds.
Fancy touch. He's been on the receiving end of a few of those.
Oh! 40 seconds.
Three match points.
Messi. Let premier service.
It's a 19th straight win at the majors for Jannik Sinner. It's back-to-back semi-finals at Roland-Garros. It's It's the end of a fantastic fortnight for Sasha Bublik.
Jannik Sinner.
World number one. A different level, as he has been for much of the week. He's through in straight sets today. And a loss.
Pas d'accompagner Alexander Bublik, qui était pour la première fois en quart de finale ici.
What a 10 days it has been for Sash. The most emotional scenes that I've ever seen as far as his tennis career is concerned. After that win against Jack Draper, he said he had one chance and he felt like he took it. But today, against the world number one, those chances were fleeting. A small window to 5-all in the second set, but apart from that, it's all she wrote. Too big, too strong, and simply too good in every department.
On va écouter Jannik au micro des magiciens du cours.
Fabrice Santoro is going to be asking the questions of the Italian.
Jannik, congratulations. Playing Alexander is different. He has a different style. He's very unpredictable. How did you prepare this match today?
Yes, well, we played already a couple of times before, so we know a little bit what to expect. But in the other way, with him, you never know what's happening. I feel like he deserves to be in the quarterfinals. He beat very, very tough players, and yeah, so I just try to stay focused from my side of the court and yeah, just trying to play as solid as possible because he can have some slightly ups and downs. So I just try to stay very consistent throughout the whole match. I'm trying to serve very well in important moments, which I've done. So yeah, it was a good performance from my side because it's also a bit windy and breezy. So things can be very complicated today. I warmed up with the roof closed because it was raining, then the sun come out, so a lot of different challenges on court, but I'm very happy. And as always, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for staying. It's a great atmosphere.
What's very impressive when I look at your match is the number of winners, of course, but just a few unforced errors you do. Is it because your hand is just amazing, but also your physical abilities? Because you look like you always have a very good balance on the court.
Yes, we work a lot on having a good balance, with my body, and but against this kind of players, you have to be very consistent because if you make a lot of mistakes, it's already a game where we both, if we serve very well, there are not so many rallies. So I try to get rhythm with the rallies, but. Yeah, again, very happy how I arrived to the semi-finals. Semi-finals in Grand Slams are very, very special, so I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, so let's see what's coming.
Since the beginning of the tournament in different conditions, night session, day session, hot, cooler today with the wind, you always played your great tennis. Do you change anything regarding the condition, like tension of your racket, for example?
We always have some discussions with my team. I never really change the tension because I feel like I have a good feel with it, so I don't want to mess around as much. And there are players, they change always and every day. So, but again, it shows that everyone is different. I just try to give it the best I can, 100%, staying there with the right attitude, with the right mindset, and yeah, so let's see. I'm very happy.
Last question. Tennis fans in Roland-Garros, but also around the world, are very excited about your next match. You are in the semi-final now. You're going to play either Novak Djokovic or Sasha Zverev. What are you going to do tonight? You're going to watch the match on TV, just go for a good Italian restaurant, and Simone and Darren will watch on TV?
I think we will all a little bit watch for sure, but in the other way I also try to switch off my head because you know, on Grand Slams you are there always mentally, and you know, 2 weeks are very long, the event, so I just try to go for dinner, trying to relax, trying to recover, and then again, it's gonna be a great match, the next one. So hopefully I will be ready. Yeah, we all hope for a high quality match. I think that's the most important. That's what the fans want. So we just try to make that happen. And again, thank you so much, and see you next time. Thank you.
Mesdames et messieurs, Jannik Sinner qualifié pour les demi-finales.
Yeah, that was an excellent interview from Fabrice Santoro. He posed some pretty difficult questions on court, didn't he? Doesn't do badly off either.
I thought that Sinner might give a nod. You know, he's a bit like playing against you. Lots of drop shots, mixes things up. He was the magician. He's a nightmare to play against. Talk about a disruptor. It's also interesting to know that he doesn't change the tension depending on the conditions. Nadal was actually like that as well. Same indoor, outdoor, even conditions in Madrid, I believe he never changed his tension with the altitude. Oh, what a gift! What a reaction as well. Beautiful. So lucky. Her year has been made.
Oh.
So cool.
Yeah, I know, but I need that one. Sorry.
He even apologises when he can't give a gift. Full class, isn't he?
He is so low key. Small little town.
I know, it's good, but sorry.
In the South Tyrol region. Loves to go back there. This is good friend and business manager Alex Viteur is also from there.
Voilà, on va tranquillement, une nouvelle fois, l'applaudir très très fort, Jannik Sinner.
Down in Monte Carlo. He knows Monte Carlo really well. That's where he was based out of when he moved to Portichiero, just across the border, but used to practice at the Monte Carlo Country Club. With Riccardo Piatti and all his players. Will she have a story for her mates tomorrow at school? Young girl. Hopefully it's show and tell this week.
What a day as well with a French victory on this court this afternoon that sent them delirious here. It's the loudest cheer we've heard all week. Only a couple of hours away now as well from the night session. Possibly the most hyped match of the week so far, I think. Zverev and Djokovic here at 8:15. Takes everything in his stride. So impressive. A tumultuous year, isn't it, really, for him?
Just serving a pretty much band.
From the sport. He's come back strongly.
Yeah, there's not much that ruffles his feathers. He's where he wants to be. Front and center in a Grand Slam.
Great shots, Marco Panici there, raising the fist. His physical trainer.
He's got a steely resolve about him, hasn't he, Nick?